organism. An example of a prokaryote is the bacteria. Very good. So you got that? Eukaryotes, prokaryotic. Eukaryotic, prokaryotic. They are eukaryotes, prokaryote. Okay, good. Complex and simple. Good. I hope it is simple and not complex. In other words, I hope you understand. Listen, it's not too hard, children. Take a deep breath. Come on, hold on. Let's take a deep breath. Take a deep breath with me after 2. We're going to exercise what system are we going to exercise when we take a deep breath? Huh? Somebody said digestive system. No. What? Your skeletal system? No. We are going to exercise the brain. Well, maybe because your brain is going to be inspired, but we're exercising the respiratory system. I know some of you got it right. Don't worry. The respiratory system. So take a deep breath with me. After 2. 1, 2, inhale. And exhale. One more time after 2. 1, 2, inhale. And exhale. Very good. Good. Now let's do this one more time. There are 2 types of cells. Eukaryotic cells, which are complex cells. Good. And you find them in animals and plants. Good. And mushrooms and things like that. Good. And then you have prokaryotic cells. Good. They are simple cells, meaning that the cell by itself is the whole organism. So like we are made up of trillions of cells. Those are eukaryotic cells. But like a bacteria is just made up of one cell, the bacteria is a cell, and that's a prokaryotic cell. The bacteria is a prokaryote.
Blessed love family. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie first. Give thanks for all the loved ones in the house with us today. It's a celebration moment, So we're thankful for those who are coming in and partaking of the celebration. What you are observing there is just a little snip of one of our classes in our biology session. And we were highlighting the whole aspect of cells and of course the makeup of the human goodie. As I said, when it comes to the biology classes that we have in our international homeschool program, the biology classes specifically, we deal with the skeletal system, we deal specifically with the digestive system, we also go into the makeup of plants. We start with the atom and how the human goodie is made up, the building block of life. Wonderful family, something you will definitely like. In fact, let me just give you a bit more before we go too far so you have an understanding of what it is we offer in these international homeschool programs. I just basically want to give you an idea of exactly what we offer, especially when it comes to the biology, since I brought that to you.
We were speaking about atoms. Good. So we're going to continue to speak about the atom today. Can anyone remember what these are? Right, these are Lego blocks. But remember the Lego blocks, we were using the Lego blocks to show you how the atom works. Remember the atom, just like the Lego blocks, when you put them together, build things. The atom, just reminding you now, is the building block of everything really, of all matter. All matter, yes, it matters that you know this information here. But before we get to what matter is exactly, let us just refresh our mind as it relates to the atom, the very small atom. Now remember the atom.
Yes, family, once again, just giving you an idea, a little snippet of what we do in the International Homeschool Program, and of course, looking at a bit of biology. And remember, we are also undertaking African history and heritage, plus astronomy, language arts as well, yoga. I'm talking about for the young little ones, you know, so this is why we always inform you that you can definitely contact us. You can contact us and get more information as it relates to the International Homeschool Program. You can contact us and get a free preview. You know, that video you were watching there, that's a class. You could get one of the many classes. We have hundreds of classes between all of these different subject areas, but we would share something with you so you have a good idea of what your young ones will be getting when they become a part of the International Homeschool Program. Give thanks, a very special day, as I said, even at this hour. And you know, since we have begun that way, I know in the previous class, which was the previous program I had here on the YouTube, I highlighted some of our newly certified young scholars within the homeschool program who received their certificates. I'm not going to bring them out again and put their pictures up, but I'm very thankful that they gave us permission to do that. And let me just highlight some of the certificates that the young ones will be receiving. Just giving you an idea of, you know, what the young ones will be receiving as far as those who would have now received their certificate of completion as it relates to the class that they were taking, whether it's the African heritage and astronomy, whether it's biology, whether it's another class that we offer. We definitely give thanks, you know, for all the young ones who have definitely, you know, reached to such plateau and reached to such, you know, stage in their evolution. Yes, family, give thanks all young ones. Blessed love, of course, you know, Uncle Priest Isaac. You know, I'm very proud of all those who came through this with us. Yeah, man, we always, you know, happy, and the youths are always joyful when they see that they came to the end of one of our courses and they are rewarded with something that they can present. Because you got to keep in mind that we are certified in the fields that we are bringing forward, you know. So when we give you a certificate of completion, you can at least take it to the next step. So we are very thankful, and as we ourselves go to the many different steps. So remember, family, the International Homeschool Program is there for all ones. It has been designed for the young minds. Those are who I really like to speak to. Those are who I really like to teach. Those young, fresh minds and brains that have not already, you know, bent themselves and already decided this is where I'm going. Because a lot of people would listen to you, and no matter what you tell them, you can prove it from sun up to sundown. Most people are stuck in their ways. I'm talking about the old fogies. You can't bend them in the same way they say you can't bend a tree, an old tree. And you can't teach old horse new tricks. I know you expected me to say dog. Yeah, new tricks, and that is the truth. It's ain't about teaching nobody tricks, now bending no one nowhere. But you see, the young mind is very open. That is why the enemy knows how to attack the young mind early, get it into daycare as if they really care. They don't care a thing. All they care about is to manipulate the young minds and to let them be ashamed of their culture. That is why the African History and Heritage Program was our first installment. And what it has been designed to do, 140 classes, family, designed with the children in mind. It was designed to bring the young one to have a a stronger love and appreciation for Africa. Ask anyone that is on our international homeschool program how the outlook that their children have towards the motherland specifically, the knowledge that they've gained as it relates to the astronomical clock. Ask them about the human anatomy. They're telling you how the brain works and how the eye functions, and talking about the optic nerve and retina and this and that. 3 years old. 3 years old. Eh? So give thanks, family. You can contact us and get a proper viewing of exactly what we have to offer for the International Homeschool Program. A free viewing for sure. And remember, we have a special offer for a limited time. And that is when you order the full International Homeschool Program, not the monthly, not your monthly payments, but you take the whole year program, because the history and the astronomy runs for a full school year of 10 months. The biology itself is broken down into a shorter period, but that though, the biology is more frequent as it comes around. I'm talking about the classes. So when you take any one of such or any other classes that we offer, and you take the full program, not by month, you will get a free t-shirt, which has our motto being, I am the best and I deserve the best. Only the best is coming to me now. And you have different designs as it relates to the affirmation t-shirts. Here they are. Tie-dye, different tie-dye designs, because that's how we seal all of our classes. When we end our classes, we actually end it by saying that I am the best and I deserve the best, and only the best is coming to me now. So when you order the program for your young one, they can actually get their shirt that they can wear even when they come to class, and they can wear anywhere, and let you know that they are very proud of themselves. I am the best and I deserve the best, and only the best is coming to me now. So you know what to do. Just contact us, and make your request today, and just let us know that you would like to get more information on the International Homeschool Program, or you would definitely like to enroll your young ones into the International Homeschool Program right away. No need to waste no time. Just email us, priestisiacinstitute@gmail.com. Yeah, family, as I said, it is a special moment. It is a special day. Today is actually the 31st day of May. And the 31st day of May, an interesting day. I did a program maybe about 2 strongs ago, and it had to do with the number 108. How many of you remember that program? I know those who are in the front of the class. And when you always hear me talk about the people that are in the front of the class, those that are livicated to this. Now, I'm not saying you have to be livicated to this. It's not like you don't come to every session. No, please. I mean, you're a busy person. You got things to do, don't you? Okay, exactly. Fair enough. But there are those that they're not busy and don't have nothing to do, but they make sure, because of what they've received in the past, they make sure whenever we are talking, they're somewhere close by. If they're not there at the time, they're going to get there very soon. And if it's gone, they're going to call and say, do you have a copy of? You understand? I'm telling you the truth. You got to give them people enough respect. They understand the value of the word. So you would recall that we did a program not too long ago. It's right there on YouTube, speaking about the power of 108, the cosmic of 108, 108. And of course, we made that connection with even Antigua with the 108. And of course, you don't know when I say that, just reminding you that the time is now. We're going into the 1st of June. So the summer solstice is right at our doors. And if you have not reserved your spot yet to come and join us from the 17th to the 24th, please do so. Just contact us. And remember too, if you're not going to be here, you can be here virtually. You know, the main events will be broadcast virtually, so you can be here for that. So just contact us as it relates to that. So yes, family, I'm saying that in the whole mystics of us as a people now I want to get into, and the special vibes of this day here. This day is the 31st day of May. And as I was saying in the 108 video, some people regard the 31st day of May as the Earth Day of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, specifically in 1940. That is why you would see ones talking about the 31st day of May. If you go through social media, you see a few Bobo Shanti highlighting, you know, Blessed Earth Day to Prince Emmanuel, etc. Not that much. I don't get the impression that the vast majority of Bobo Shanti believe in that, or even the majority, whether vast or not, believe in that, because it's not something that you see celebrated. There's no service or such, from my knowledge, that is being kept up to honor that day as the born day of the Honorable Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards. Now you may be saying, so what kind of confusion is this? How is it that the item, because that's how y'all talk, the item, we're very separatist people, very, very separatist people, and we're happy to show that we are separated from. But anyway, that's how we talk. So I mean, the item, you know what I mean, don't know the date of the Honorable King Emmanuel, or maybe you may say of Emmanuel, but the mystic with this now is that I myself, I came into this order here, and coming into the order, I was quite interested in when Prince Emmanuel's Earth Day was. And most ones would tell you that, well, you know, we never celebrate that. And King Emmanuel never said that he had an Earth Day, etc., etc. In fact, you know, I'm glad I'm on this topic here. That same video we did, the 108 video, somebody made a remark in the comments, and they were saying, how is it that now you're saying you have a birthday, and you're all same sort of thing, and the item or the item, something like that, say that you have no mother, pure confusion, something like that they put, you know, so because we talking about Earth Day, but apparently we Bobo Shanti saying he ain't got no mother, so it's pure confusion. So, and that brings me back to the point I was making, that being that, of course, I would have heard that King Emmanuel never celebrated Earth Day. And it also aligned itself with that concept of Melchizedek not having any mother or father. And many ones would speak of that. There are many ones that would tell you Prince Emmanuel don't have no mother and don't have no father. That is because during their time, they wouldn't have seen, like, you know, anybody coming to him to say, well, this is his brother, or maybe something or the other. At least they never see it. So ones would say that there was a time that ones came saying that they were his cousin or something of the sort. And I think these may be the people that were mentioned in the book that was written, The Black Christ Revealed, because more so, it is in the book, The Black Christ Revealed, where it is highlighted more than anywhere else. In fact, that's the only place I ever came across it, that the 31st of May is actually the Earth Day of the Honorable Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards, 1914. Now, I do not have the scholarly academics to back that in, families. I want you to understand that. This ain't nothing that I promote. This is not nothing that I certify. I'm not saying it's not true. When I say I don't promote, I don't mean I'm against it. You know, I mean that I'm not the vanguard of it. My neck ain't going on the block for it. You know, I hear of it. I respect the research that was done on the subject. I may not have done even a research equal to that. So I am in the audience here. And I give thanks. If I'm not mistaken, even offsprings have gone on the train to accept that that is the date, the 31st of May. So I'm just saying that the 31st of May, interesting, if it's really the birthday of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. It's interesting because that is the exact same day that he would have made a move. Now, I would keep repeating, whether a person like it or not, that I wasn't there. I've heard stories of what would happen. That person would describe it as King Emmanuel lay down his structure. You know, Baba Shanti never say it no harsher way than that. You're going to say it as light as possible. And I don't even say transition. Those who are not of this flock, but have respect for the king may say, this is the day he transitioned. You're not going to hear too much Bobo say so, maybe a few. And then one or two others come with some harder term like drop flesh and them kind of things there. But anyway, so, but this is the day for sure that the Honorable Black Christ ceased to be amongst us, at least in the way that was known for decades prior to that day. It was a Tuesday, something like today, a Tuesday. And this all happened 28 years ago. There's a little history I've given you. This all happened 28 years ago. So 28 years ago would have been 1994. And 1994 would have been exactly 80 years, 80 years from 1914 to the day, to the very day. I always went to the conclusion that King Emmanuel was born on the 7th of January. Now, I know King Emmanuel is a mystic man, and this thing about not having birthday and them things, I surely not in that one there. I mean, this ain't no make-believe business. But he's a man of celebration, he's a man that celebrates. And the 7th of January is the birthday of Christ. Now you could go all around the world 23 times and speak about Jesus Christ of Nazareth 2,000 years ago. And me, I ain't dissing no one 2,000, 10,000 years ago. But I know the Christ that I know. You check it. So 1994, mystic, you know, apartheid and all of that coming to an end in Southern Africa. 1994, do you know when the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards left from amongst us, the same 31st day of May? That was basically in the middle of one of the worst acts of genocide or attempted genocide ever. And it was going on in an African country, and Africans were doing it to Africans. 1994, man, Rwanda. Do you know almost 1 million Tutsis were hacked to death in Rwanda? 800,000
during a period of about 100 days. So we gone like 8,000 people a day. 8,000 people a day were slaughtered in Rwanda. And I know when I check and tally the time frame of that massacre, and you observe it began somewhere in April also, if I'm not mistaken. But I've done that research a while back, so it's already focused here. The Black Christ made that move in the center. Now remember, the Black Christ is a strict Pan-Africanist plus a spiritualist. You know, many people don't understand the spiritual aspect of King Emmanuel, and I'm going to get to that too. Gotta have some elders out there. If it's one thing, I don't really like to touch my elders, but you know, ones have to be careful, because it's like if we are becoming now like propaganda machines for the enemy, how you as an elder can even begin to try to diss the order that Prince Emmanuel has given us. And it's on YouTube, elders tonight. I know elders now, man. Some man that I don't even know who they are. I just see them on the tube saying this and saying that, and some of them have some filthy words in the mouth. And to be honest, sometimes them is only Ras, when Ras is the subject. And when you listen to these elders good, it's denounce the emperor. If you listen to them good, it's denounce the emperor. One even say he ain't dealing with the emperor, he dealing with Garvey. Now, really, this the emperor, but Garvey, the man. And bring up a whole heap of thing about Garvey and the emperor when we have crushed that. When we have crushed that, not even we. Brother Leader Mandaka has crushed them top there. But you see, we just like politics. And you have to be wise, young ones. Don't get in them old people politics. They have some agenda that they're keeping up even before you were born. Allow them. But when you reach to a point that in them time here, you talking about Bobo have a skirt and dress and a wrapping here like woman. And you say that as an elder in them time. And the man that's saying so is a necktie the man have on, you know, necktie around his neck and have the nerve to this royal garments that even the emperor wear. Some of you need to check yourself, you know. You just have some dark hearts. So you never see the emperor in no robe. So what's wrong with a robe? You just want to say something foul against your brother. Might have on some kind of funny hat and cap and twist to the side and showing man, well, this is the hat you're supposed to wear. What kind of hat you're supposed to wear? Who is you? With some peak in front. You know where the peak in front of the hat science is all about? So, yeah, I'm saying now, let's stick to the day, man, the 31st of May now. During that time, Rwanda, man, remember the Rwanda vibes, you know, is the enemy coming and separate these people. When you have different tribes and all of that, the ethnicity is the same, you know, man. That's why tribes does look like tribes and sections looks like sections. But they coming now amongst the original Hutu and Twa, the pygmy people, the original people of the earth around them parts, they're Rwanda, man. Yeah, roll the R. And then they start to judge them by the length of their nose and the size of their ears and their height and all sorts of things, complexion, and say, well, you go over here and you go over there. And then somehow they raise the standard of one group and bring down the standard of another group to somewhat ignite hatred and jealousy amongst the tribes. That's what they do. It's a science. And of course, the Negro will say, oh, well, that don't mean anything. They kill one another. Nobody can make me do what I don't want to do. So the Negro would pretend as if they don't see the hidden hand. The Negro will act as if they don't see who is instigating the argument, even though Africans are killing Africans over diamond and gold and all of that and selling it to the highest bidder, which is not too high when you really look at the price. The point is that that has been fueled. All of that war is fueled, and where's the fuel coming from? It's the so-called former colonializer. So whether you want to lay the blame square at his feet, that's where it's coming from. Yeah, maybe we could be a little more moral and check, but we're not talking about individuals. We're talking about a whole people that is victim to the rape and the poverty that has been put upon them and the ignorance. And remember, these are former colonies. And generations have passed, the education system is in shambles, That's why people bawl in reparation and infrastructure help and all of these different things. So those that have their hand on the handle, giving you the blade to hold, they know how to work it. So they put the two people against each other. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? Ask the wise owl. 1, 2, and he bite the Tootsie Roll Pop. You remember that? That cartoon came out the same time as the slaughter taking place in Rwanda. You remember that? The Hutu and the Tutsis. The Tutsis were the ones that were getting licks because they were not being shot down, They were being slaughtered with machetes, cutlass, licks you get there. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? 1, 2, 3. I should have pulled up a picture of the owl and let you see. So, you have to understand, when an ancient African man rests down his structure, it's not no easy thing. That ain't no easy thing. That is why the whirlwind that came out of the earth on the Friday now, remember it's a Friday they're having the ceremony. And they say that they put in the structure in the hole. And before anything could happen, the first shovel, they have countless of witnesses on this. According to one elder, it was Priest Lindell who had that shovel and threw the dust, and all of a sudden the whirlwind came out of the ground. Remember, the Honorable Priest Earl is who carried that service. And he can give testimony of just looking across and seeing everything happen with his eyes. Carrying the service number. Whirlwind coming out of the ground. What's going on up there? An ancient African scientist is being sent off. Because that kind of vibes, is not unique to just Prince Emmanuel. That's why I'm showing you African science people. That's why Marcus Garvey would say, hey, if death have power, look for me in the whirlwind. Look for me in the pestilence. Look for me in the earthquake. And it's a science, it's not no spooky business. It's a science. When a person passes on, they release liquid and gas and all sorts of things happen and mingle with the elements. Your intelligence is in it. And if, depending on how powerful you are, your intelligence can command the breeze. That's what Babylon do, They go into places in the clouds and drop rain seeds. And the cloud just get big, 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 big. All of a sudden you have a thunderstorm. So Babylon don't make hurricanes, you know, they manipulate the weather. So if they can take a breeze and turn it into a typhoon, what is the power of angelic beings amongst I and I, including us? If death have power, I'm just showing you scientifically how the thing gonna, man. So the whirlwind came the Friday when they're having that ceremony there and memorial, whatever you want to call it, and nobody could bear to watch, as it would have blinded them. Man, that said they were videotaping. When they done and look, the video blank, nothing on it. That's why I'm saying it. That some of us, whether we be elders or not, you got to be careful what you're saying about the Honorable King Emmanuel. I ain't saying your house roof go dropping on your head or none of that kind of stuff. I'm just saying that you are setting a very, I consider it a very bad example, really. Because within your own self, you know. So you know the man, you know, you ain't got nothing at all to say about the king. But for whatever reason now, some of these elders, you know, a lot of the elders are pro-Bible. I listening to one, he saying, Rasta never believe in the Bible. We never check for the Bible. We never link Haile Selassie with the Bible. He swear you can't find Haile Selassie in the Bible. We link Haile Selassie to Solomon. So you don't link Haile Selassie to the Bible, you link Haile Selassie to Solomon. Now, what am I supposed to say? And sometimes, even like I'm speaking here, I'm just trying to wonder to myself. You see, everybody don't think the same. Straight up. Straight up, because to me, that alone, that statement alone should be disqualified. You should be disqualified just for saying that. As I said, we can approach each other with a little more love. There's this hatred and trying to bonfire on each other, and every time you come on, you have to be, you know what I mean? Yeah, everybody expect like this grumpy old man to be talking. Yeah. I mean, of course, I myself, I have a little fire time too, but I am from the heart, man. I don't have no act to put on. And I surely ain't no grumpy nobody, you know, say I come and like cool. Sometimes you yourself be listening to me talking about priest, turn it up, turn it up. You know that, because you know when it turn up, you know how it is. So you expect that, some of you, because some of you like to be entertained, you know what I mean? But when we turn it up, we ain't entertaining you. This ain't no entertainment business. This is real stuff. And, you know, the reason why I might be saying this, although I'm not calling any names, because, you know, the elders wouldn't call name neither. But when you hear man say, Bobo priest on YouTube, man on YouTube preaching Emmanuel saying that there is them is priests. And they never know King Emmanuel. They never go back a while yet. But they're telling you the world about Emmanuel, say them is priests. Them thing wrong. So, I mean, if they were not talking about me, well, it would still be a very good guess. What you say? If they were not talking about me, like the priest on YouTube, the priest on YouTube or the Ras on YouTube that say him priest, head rapper, and he do that when he said that head rapper, talking about King Emmanuel. And he never go wrong now, Emmanuel, never go back a while yet. He may go Bobo Hill, but he never go back. So I'm wondering who they're talking about. No, straight up. But this thing about trying to like convert people into your way of thinking, man. And again, some of our elders, we need to kind of cool with that. Those of us going into the elder stage too, we got to check ourselves. Me, I'm very firm with my outlook on things. Very firm. Very firm. But I ain't trying to convince nobody. I will say what I have to say, but I'm not trying to convince no one. As you can see, we ain't just here yapping, talking. I just showed you the certificates of the young ones, who completed their course in African history and heritage. Those of you who were here at the beginning of the video, you saw a clip of some of the classes that we do for the young children in the field of biology, education. That's our lane. This is a part of the education. That's our lane. The Tiger's Temple education, that's our lane. Astronomy classes, education, that's our lane. And incorporate cooking classes, yoga classes, birth, how to give childbirth naturally classes. We organize and host international hikes and international tours and international lecture series to make sure edification is brought to the footsteps of the people from different subject areas. Not just one narrow thinking, some old time reggae music, Peter Tosh thinking, no disrespect to the great Peter Tosh, just a name I pull out of the heavens there still, for sure. No disrespect to the mighty greater. But I'm just showing you still that we need to approach each other with a little more love, and not drag the young people in their old thing. I tired of seeing them old fogies trying to drag young people to be old people like you. You go and do old people stuff. Do the stuff that you used, if that's what you're into, do it. But you can't have on no necktie and no shades on your face, blocking your vision and be troubling anyone that is wearing the holy ancient garments. One say, we not into no tabernacle. Who them Rastas here? What you mean you're not into no tabernacle? Rasta is not tabernacle and Rasta is not priesthood. Rasta is not church and worship. Rasta is guns. Rasta not in no long thing when time to fight. You ever watch the Chinese Kung Fu movie, them Ras? The little man and them in the pants and shirt, about 100 of them come to the master Ling Ching Pong with his long hair and his long mustache and his head tie up. Ling Ching Pong I just made up the name. Have on a long robe. Ooh. When Ling Ching Pong start fly through the air. All the shirt and pants man flat on the floor. And they tell me it's just a movie, because you know that's how we move in ancient time. Ones have to be careful, man. The emperor himself adorned himself in robes. We see many pictures of them. So why you dissing a robe? To me, and then you're trying to say you're with the king. I ain't telling you to wear a robe. But how you go just diss a robe? It's long time I don't hear a man call a robe a dress. To me, that means like low blows. If you want to have a discussion with whoever you're talking about, I'm sure he would welcome it. This throw a stone and run behind the wall business. Nah, man, as a big old man. He wanted them big enough how much gangsters, man say he's a crip and no, he didn't say crip and blood. He used some other terms. Some other, they have different types of gangs, Gangster disciples, four corner hustlers, different ones.
Big man more align himself with that because we're supposed to be militant. Of course, we're supposed to be militant. We're supposed to have our army, but we're supposed to have our school. We're supposed to have our educational system. We're supposed to have our health system. We're supposed to have our defense system. This thing growing, eh? This is not the time for us to be arguing and trying to be dissing each other and know them kind of platform here. And I'm telling you, as smooth as I can tell you, man, ones need to have some respect for the order that the Black Christ leave with us. Eh? Yeah, man. So the 31st day of May, you know, as I said previously, is a day of celebration for me. For today officially is the day that I would have been crowned. So it's actually 21 years since the crowning of myself being crowned as a prophet. Well, that's the stage you get crowned prophet. And I always, you know, say in joy and glee that it was an honor to be crowned prophet in the palace of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. And, you know, as the person who I am, when it relates to the mystics and the alignments, because you know that's all we talk about, mystics, well, not all, but you know what I mean, and alignment. So I couldn't overlook, I just could not overlook that I was being crowned exactly 7 years after Prince Emmanuel made that move. In the same house that he made the move in the same house that he would have laid down his structure. Exactly to the very day, 7 years after, I was there getting my turban wrapped on the Psalms 21 years ago, on the Psalms 21 and Psalm 133. And I will always say, I've never ever seen nobody else crowned with them two Psalms. Never. And nobody have asked, have ever said, yeah, them is the two Psalms that crown me. It will always be Psalms 23. And if it wasn't them two elders that crowned me, maybe I would wonder what went wrong there. Two Psalms. Honorable Priest Zebulon wrapped the turban, and the Honorable Priest Morgan read the Psalms. So it's good enough for me. Trust me. You know, the Honorable Priest Morgan for sure would have been one of the, if not the main person, who would have received the last set of words from King Emmanuel. It's Priest Morgan, eh? Tell anybody in the world, I say so. It's Priest Morgan that tell me and look in my face, not on no phone call, in St. Lucia, look in my face and tell me, King Emmanuel say we're supposed to stop eat fish. So who vexes up to you? Straight up, tell him I say so. Tell anybody I say so. Why just say, well. But you see, some of us, we love that too much. We wouldn't even investigate. How much time I said so? How many of you ever investigated? No, you just want to keep crushing bones. It's a day of celebration, man. So I couldn't overlook that 7 years to the day in the palace. Plus knowing who I am, I mean, you don't see what's going on. That's why when them YouTube elders be talking about man on YouTube saying they priest with the head wrap up as Rasta and talking about Emmanuel who they never meet. As I said, if it's not me, if you say it's Priest Isaac, it would still be a very good guess. I don't know who the other one would be. So that's why I found it that I had to say something. I mean, I'd have gone like, I don't need to go deep in, but enough to let you know, hey, I mean, let's check ourselves. Let's check ourselves. So that means today would have been 28 years since the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards would have made the step, would have made the drop in structure, as one would say, transition, make a move, all the different terms you want to put to it. 28 years today, 21 years since I was crowned prophet, which was 7 years after that move he made. And if he was really born in 1914 on the 31st of May, as I said, this would have made today his 108th Earth strong. Quite interesting. Talk about the alignments of the movements of the heavens. So, family, I mean, come on, man. You don't even have to know this order in depth. These ones that are trying to diss the uniform God. You see, I uniform. Bobo Shanti give Rastafari a certain level of uniformity. Uniform. When you see it Sabbath, everyone in white. Uniform. Even if it's not Sabbath, yet still the presentation is still uniform. And you're talking about militancy. What do you consider being militancy? Resting down your Bible and picking up a gun, that's what you consider militancy. How come praising the Most High now has become being soft? Do you know? Read your Bible good, eh? The priest is who keep the armory, And when the war getting hard, is the priest come out on the front line and done the war for you. This is why we incorporate martial arts, karate, kung fu in this nation building thing. I don't know what these people talking about. Hand-to-hand combat. Train ourselves how to take away a man's gun and use it back on them. I don't know what them man here talking about. Maybe they need to do a little more investigation before they talk. Yeah, them have Bobo Shanti wrong, man. Maybe, no, man, when I listen to one's talk, I said, no, man, them man don't know what nearly happening. And you see, family, that is why even our young ones, that's what I was saying about even with the thing with the buffalo shooting, and you notice from the other shooting take place, no more buffalo shooting talking. The buffalo shooting thing done, 10 people dead, they give it 10 days, and now that's it. Since the young undertaker walked into that school, and that's a next thing. Because remember that happened one evening when we were going live. I'm sure some of you could recall that. The evening we did the program with Jasik, Honorable Prophet Sheldon. Just before I was going live, I came across that news. He didn't even hear about it at the time. That's the one in Texas. And since that night, the buffalo thing gone to snoring. So the people of Buffalo, they're crying on their own now. The nation ain't crying with you no more. The nation crying with Texas. Yeah, I just show you. But what I was saying about Buffalo, well, I didn't say it on this
platform. I said it really on the Tiger's Nest. Because that program I did there, I could do that here. Oh, no. Oh, no. It wouldn't be upstairs. I'm sure about that one. That's why I told you, those of you who want a copy of that program, just contact. And we are showing you that, we speak about our community and, the type of love we have in the community, and we are a family-oriented community. All of that is good. That's a strength. But we should be trained in hand-to-hand combat. That's very important. Because when one person can come in a supermarket, hundreds of us in there, how many of us? But a lot, scores of us at least in there. I think it's more than 100, man. When I see the video, it's a heap of people I see running. And one fellow with a gun. I mean, he killed 10 of us. Pardon me. So we're supposed to already have that mentality that, hey, we should not be ashamed to go and die for the cause. So I'm saying, if we were trained from children, as I said, martial arts, how to apprehend a gun, how to take it off of us, all of these things. We need military training, family. That's what I mean, amongst our community. That's one of the things we need. We need so many things. This ain't the time to be fighting one another. I mean, the elder that I talking about, there's a couple of elders I talking about, at least 3 of them. But this specific one, he correct. We too soft on our militancies. Not like I upset with that part. I ain't upset with nothing. But ones need to just careful how they talk about King Emmanuel and the order he left us. But anyway, we need to be a little more militant. Militant is not going to get guns, man. That don't mean militant. That mean anything? They have more guns in the US than they have people. Having a gun ain't make you militant. When you know how to use your hands properly, how to disarm a man properly. Enough ones that have a piece don't even sign up to a shooting range. Straight up, enough man can't shoot straight in it. And sometimes them old third hand, fourth hand stuff that you get in, reject stuff you're getting, and you feel you have something that is not even accurate. You lick a shot, it gone around the corner. It's them man say we're not militant. Family, come on, man. But in reality, yeah, man, young ones need to learn how to defend themselves. So now when he walk in the supermarket, he couldn't reach that far. He couldn't reach that far. Who confront him? The security. A man with a gun confront him and had a shootout with him. And then him, this is the buffalo shooting. He get to kill the security. But why the security confront him and nobody else? Because he have a gun? Because he was a former police? Because that's his job? No, man, it's more than that. But even if you don't have a gun, Ras, as I said, we're trained people. You're in a supermarket. You know how much weapons you have? You're in a supermarket. You just take one of those bottles off the shelf and break it on the ground. You have a weapon in your hand. You may say, oh, come on, Rasta. You can't stop a man with a gun with that. Ras, it's hundreds of you against him. You're missing the point. Missing the point. It didn't have to end so. No police supposed to come in there for him. That's my point. Even if he get 5 of us, even if he got the same 10, no police supposed to carry him away.
What do you think about that? But that can't happen when everybody is run, we run for him, you know. It's like, hey, I don't know. This is just the cartoons give this propaganda, but it's like a house of elephant and a mouse run inside the room. Elephants all and chair jumping through window and so. When the elephant could just crush that mouse. So I agree with the militancy as a people, as a nation. I wouldn't even go too more into that because all of that talking there is not for this here neither. Even some of the things I hear some people be saying, I says, so why you have to say that? Who need to know that? Who need to know what you have in the closet? Next thing they come and bang down your closet, then they wonder, well, I wonder how they do that. Who need to know that? So if we ain't got no guns, it's all right. Leave us. It's all right. We working on hand-to-hand combat first. When we can work deal with hand-to-hand combat, yeah. Yeah, man. You have to know what you're saying and how you say it. Remember the Tiger's Temple family. Sunday we're in the Tiger's Temple. The Sunday gone was a wonderful sit-down. I'm looking to have another very special guest with me this Sunday. And of course, you know, every Sunday we come into the Tiger's Temple. We bring you lectures, interviews, debates, question and answers, and it's always interactive. Remember, it's only a contribution of $10 before the day. On the day, you give a 20, or you can just throw a 5 on that extra, and then you get a whole month's pass. To me, that's the better deal. Tiger's Temple, definitely always there for you. So looking forward to your presence with us this upcoming Sunday. And of course, remember, when you take in the full international homeschool program, at least one of the full package, not the monthly program or the monthly package now. As I said, you will officially get one of our motto shirts, the I Am the Best shirts. What you just have to visit the website, priestisaacinstitute.com, and highlight exactly which design you prefer. But they are I am the best, I deserve the best, only the best is coming to me now. Or if you're not a part of the International Homeschool, you can still buy it. Eh? And of course, you can get your Tiger's Nest shirt, custom designs. This one for sure is my favorite. And of course, different assortment of colors, talking about from the red, gold, and the green, the purple, and the blue. Yes, I will give thanks for these wonderful works. The Honorable Prince Almasi, our chief designer here. All right, so remember again, you get your free shirt, family, when you enroll in the International Homeschool Program for the young ones. And as you can see, those of you who were here from the beginning, and if you were not, just go and watch the video again, and you will see for sure how wonderful it is, our homeschool classes. Yes, it's just celebration mode for me. And give thanks for such a solemn moment. Give thanks for all the love. Give thanks for all our elders. Eh? We love our elders to the fullest. And I pray that I did not offend them at all. I pray to the elements that I offend them not. You know, I'm just addressing what I would have heard. And I honestly believe that a good part of it was directed. Well, for sure, if it's Boba Shanti you're talking about, it's still directed to me. You know, maybe a more personal than ones may think, but we're just addressing it on behalf of the principles that King Emmanuel has left with us. So family, give thanks. As you could see, we are extremely humbled at the moment, and that is what good ganja can do. Yes, and speaking of ganja, don't forget the cannabis tournament. Remember, you have to be here by by June the 17th, the family. Yeah, so make sure you contact us and get your tickets in order. You know, we can assist you, to get your tickets as far as your airplane tickets. We should be able to get you a better price than what you would get just going to the receptionist at the airport for sure. And of course, everything will be in order when you come. We're going to be having a wonderful time. Double hike to Green Castle Hill, and of course, the yoga retreat, and then of course, the cannabis tour. And we are talking about the lecture, the Sabbath service, so many wonderful things that we will be partaking on. So family, give thanks to love, give thanks to the moment. All praises to Emperor Haile Selassie I, wonderful life giver and the keeper of life. Yeah. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Cha Rastafari. Blessed love.